Tere tulemast tagasi, mina olen Julia Abram ja sina kuulad saadet Eesti 100 loomaarsti. Rahvusvahelised organisatsioonid, osa 2. No nii, nagu eelmises saates sai mainitud, siis rahvusvaheliste organisatsioonide teema on üsna lai. Ja seetõttu ma tegin 2 osa, et te saaksite rahulikult tunniste ja ampsudena kuulata mõlemat. Ka see osa on selline, mida tasub tegelikult vaadata. Aga kui sa oled üks nendest, kes eelistab kuulata, siis ma panen loomulikult saate alla kõikide organisatsioonide kodulehtede aadressid. Tõesti, külasta neid ja vaata, mida põnevat sa sealt leiad. Sest et mina olen absoluutselt hämmingus, kui palju kasutamata ressurssi nendel kodulehtedel on. Ja sellest kõigest on meil kindlasti väga palju abi. Etteruttavalt ütlen veel, et kuna ma olen ikkagi mikrofonide kasutamises amatöör, siis esineb ka natuke viperlusi helide osas. Aga ma tõesti andsin endast parima ja ma loodan, et te saate sellest osas siiski palju kasulikku, sest et tuleb välja, et rahvusvahelisi inimesi on väga raske kätte saada, mis mul sellegi poolest just teie jaoks õnnestus. Esimene külaline on Ann Creel, kes on täiesti värskelt kroonitud WSAVA president. Ta räägib WSAVA olemusest ja mis on see väärtus, mida tema näeb WSAVA organisatsiooni liikmeks olemisest ja mida kõike ta tahab oma presidentuuri ajal ära teha. Head kuulamist.
Ann Creel, very fresh WSAVA president, crowned in September of this year. Yes. How do you feel about being a president?
I get this question over and over again, and I must say it's still the same person. I don't feel any extra and any pressure. We will see. Maybe the pressure will come in a few weeks or in a few months, but until now, I'm still the same. So it's the same Ann Creel as half a year ago, and I joined WSAVA in 2013, so I'm still the same person.
It's a little bit old. What is WSAVA and how has WSAVA evolved in those years? Because 13 years, it's a lot.
It's even more. I think I was elected in the board in 2013. I joined in 2011, and it was my Belgian colleague Johan van Tilburg. He was once WSAVA president, I think, from 2009 until 2011. And he said, you should join WSAVA Congress. It was in Dubrovnik in 2007, 2006, because it will be fun. It's good. It's a nice Congress, and you will make new friends. So I went, and I got stuck with WSAVA since then. And there was a WSAVA Congress as well in a French city. Oh my God, brain fog. Julia, we will talk later about it. I cannot remember the name of the town. Lille, it was in Lille. So it's just across the Belgian border, and there were a shortage of SAVA people to join, so I volunteered to join there as well. And there I met Ray Butcher on the WSAVA booth and other people from WSAVA. So it kept on rolling until within SAVA board, so the small association in Belgium, had to decide who had to become the new president for Belgium. So I think they didn't like me at that time so much. So they said, maybe we will put somebody else as the president of SAVA, and you can have WSAVA. I said, okay, I'm not against having or getting WSAVA. So that's how I ended up in WSAVA. Yeah, as a SAVA representative. Yep.
What does WSAVA mean or should mean for a small animal veterinary profession?
Yeah, that's a difficult question, because I really think we still have a lot of work to do, because if you've asked around, a lot of European vets have no clue that WSAVA exists. I don't know, maybe they didn't have mentors like I did, who really were in WSAVA involved. But I think every European small animal veterinarian should at least know what WSAVA is. They should know what we do. because we work for them. It's not for ourselves that we put all that effort in everything we do. So yeah, that's a good first question as well, because I really think we still need a lot of work to do to get us out in the European world and beyond Europe, I think. And once you're in, you're in. I can still remember how you entered. It was a little bit difficult because you were stuck on the airport.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
but you came, and we will never ever forget your entrance, because yeah, you were there and you were there, and yeah, you're still there. So a lot of people, once they enter as a director or whatever, if they are involved with FICAVA, a lot of people stay and stay connected as well. You see, like now in Antwerp, there was an old president from the Netherlands who came, and he was still as enthusiastic about FICAVA for sure. As the time that he was himself involved very closely. So I think once FICAVA gets you under your skin, you never get it out again. So yeah, and to go there, I think we need a lot of enthusiastic people who can, like you, Julia, who can bring the message, who can bring people together. So I think that's what it's all about. For me, FICAVA is bringing veterinarians with the same mindset and the same enthusiasm and the same goal together. Yeah. And if we are only 300 people, it's okay. If we all have the same mindset, it's okay. If we are 2,000 or 10,000, it's even better. But even a small group of FICAVA-minded people can make the difference, I think. So that's what we have to aim for.
But what is a FICAVA mindset?
A FICAVA mindset is a mindset that you think not about yourself, not about only about your country, but you think about, yeah, it's maybe a little bit romantic, but you think about all European veterinarians, also the ones far away, the ones you will never see, the ones you will never know, but the ones you know of, that they do the same job somewhere else in different circumstances, and you have to try to put your mindset in their mindset. I can imagine how difficult it is to work, for example, even in Switzerland, where you have to go and to drive in the mountains for long hours when there is snow. I don't like snow. It's not the same that in my country, if I do a house call, yeah, I only have to drive nearly, yeah, if we have to drive 20 minutes, you're already in a completely other city. So thinking about problems like even telemedicine, if I think telemedicine in my small country, I think, what the heck, we don't need it. You have a veterinarian around every corner. We are so fully packed. So why would you just
Need that.
not do the, yeah, why would you need to pick up the phone and see him? But I can put my mind in other countries where you have to drive 3 hours to see a veterinarian. I can imagine then your first opinion you would like to ask by phone, and seeing the vet as well, not only the phone, but with the new technology we have, you can even talk to the dog or the cat. So you have to know, or you have to be aware that there are so many different species of veterinarians, and you have to have empathy with all of them, not with your own surroundings. So I think this is for me FICAVA. FICAVA is looking much more broader than your own country or your own or your own clinic or your own group of vets or friends. Just go and look and open your eyes, and especially open your eyes and listen to whatever other people have to tell.
It is actually really good thinking if you are in the position of being the representative of your country as a director. So you go and meet people, other vets from different countries, you see their stories, you see what are the problems locally and how can other vets from other countries use the knowledge that they have and maybe twisted new other experience to help the other country. So I also really love the idea of seeing the big picture and not staying in your one small narrow ideals and knowledge, just to spread the knowledge, find new friends and help each other like we've done so far. But to the ones who are not the directors, but they are just the members of associations like Estonian Veterinary Chamber, we're quite small. It's like around 240 small animal vets in our organization. So what is the benefit of them being and supporting being in FECAVA?
Yeah, it also depends on how active your national association is. I think I must say for my small Belgium association, we have around 380 members, but in our association, but on our Facebook, we have 1,200 veterinarians. So 3/3 of the Belgium small animal veterinarians are not even part of SAVAP, so not even part of the CAVA.
Yeah, we have the same challenges.
But it's so easy not to be. I think it's a generation problem. It's so easy to not interfere or to not engage, but you still get everything you want. So other people working for you. So that's easy. It's like when you have teenagers in your house and they say, okay, I leave my socks here, mom will carry them into the laundry anyway. So I think it's a little bit that mentality. So what they don't see that the work is done with a smaller group. This is something they are not aware of. They think the job done falls completely from the sky, from itself. You want something from the government, oh, it will come, somebody will do it, whatever. So I think we have to get away from that mentality. So we have to work on that, because nothing comes for free and nothing comes from itself. And if we really want to keep our profession as it is, also with rules and governments and European law, I think we have to involve more people as well, and to shout out what we are doing and really tell them, hey, this didn't come from the sky. This is hard work done for many years, and now this is the result. We always say that we are apolitics. We are, but sometimes the line is very, very, very thin. Sometimes you do have to kind of make a political quote to get people again in the spirit. Of course, yeah. We have to work and we have to have representatives. And if we want to get something done, everybody has to work together. Otherwise, we won't succeed in some of the things we want to be done.
So do I understand correctly, by being the part of local organization, the vet can be involved in more of the everyday matters that should matter to them? And if the problems occur, or maybe not problems, maybe just something really good that should be shared, through FECAVA, you can share it to other European vets and also maybe get help from other European vets. And this communication comes through the directors and also maybe newsletter and social media of FECAVA or local organization.
Yeah, but that's also something very difficult. How do you get, that's something we all struggle with, all directors for sure, and all small associations as well. How do we reach those youngsters, or even not only the youngsters, but also the 50 plus who think, okay, we are nearly done. I don't care. Somebody will take care of us in the future. So I think there are, for time frame size, that we should consider even 5. The students, the fresh graduates, then the ones who think they are there, then the ones who are thinking we are going to quit, and then the elderly category who says, okay, there's nothing else we can do, so we have to carry on as we are used to do. So I really think we have to talk to them, to all those different groups differently. And we have to find, it's also something we need to talk about, we have to find ways to get into their minds. I think we can best get their attention with results.
Mm-hmm.
Like the results now for the animal welfare regulation. If you can say, hey, this is what, now I'm going to talk as well a little bit of the FEE and the UVP and the FECAVA, the joint work we do. This is our job and this is what we did. And thanks to us, it's good for the welfare of cats and dogs. Otherwise, we would never had, if we were not there, if we didn't do this job, this regulation would never ever be as high on the ladder as it was last summer. So yeah, and it's normal that people who listen to you, or the people we want to look to us, you have to show results. It's all about results. If you just you have to show them facts. You have to show them figures. I think that's something we sometimes forget, because we don't, in our daily job, we don't think about that. Although also for your clients, if you cannot give them a result, they will not come back, and they will not say, oh, maybe I should go to her clinic because she's good looking and she's always happy and she's smiling. That's not enough. People want results. If they come with a difficult case and you can solve it, or you cannot solve it, but you can really help the dog in a different way, that's what people ask you to do. And I think as well, FECAVA, we have to work for our colleagues. It doesn't come from by itself.
So there's 3 types of communication that we have to do in FECAVA. One is horizontal, in between ourselves, and there's vertical, the ones that we go out to the association members, and the ones that go to maybe FVE, UVPE, and then also to Eurocongress.
Yeah.
Because the information that we gather from our members come into, we work it through, then we provide some kind of information that is essential, like anything on animal well-being. And then we take this information, collaborate with other organizations, and then pitch it out to Congress, to Europe. And then if we are heard, then something will change in legislation.
You mean instead of Congress, it's to the EU Commission, I think.
Commission, yes, of course.
Yeah. So look at your few years of problem with the prescription.
Yes.
It's still not solved, because in our country we still don't have electronic prescriptions, and now we are screwed.
Neither. But at least we have a normal prescription paper, because the one that we had for a time there, it was a headache. It was a headache. But again, from the information that I got from our members, that not every country follows the law as perfectly as we try to do it, because we are like really good kids, It turned out that it doesn't have to be like so black and white, and different options are acceptable. And when I came back with the information that it is not so tight in other countries, maybe, although we still did everything by the book, but became more fluent and better understanding, and more, it was easier to use those.
Yeah, because that's one of the projects now which is high on my list as well, because we have problems now in Belgium with those type of things that you have to put on medication when you give it to your clients. So sometimes the information from the countries doesn't come back to us. So even if we ask, it's often not very easy to get information from the floor. So that's also, it's a two-way information stream we need. So that's also something we have to work on via the directors and via the smaller association. We started that off in the last 3 council meetings, I think, or 4 country matters. But even if we send it out, it's always last minute, and I think we have to talk to each other much more in between council meetings as well. And I'm still in in my thinking process on how to talk. If you have a business to run, you have, okay, Fikava is not a business, but if you would like to see it like a business, you don't talk to your close employees only twice a year. You don't do that. You talk to them every week. To the higher top, you talk every day. Or every week at least. Also, you have different layers of people in a company, but it cannot be that we don't hear each other for 6 months and then we have to talk about everything.
I would say that we just need more glue in Fikava, more active people who will talk or enforce themselves on talking and making the connections.
And once other countries see that it works, we only can hope that they are a little bit jealous and they do the same.
Yes,
because that's also it's a very good tactic. Make other countries jealous by the things you do and the things that Fikava does for them, and then they say, "Hey."
Yeah.
So I think a good example is like now one of our newest members is Albania. They are so happy with everything we do. So they're over enthusiastic. The new Turkish representative, they were already moderating without, you ask them something, they do it.
I asked them to do. They were like, "Oh yeah, of course, no problem." And I was like, "Thank you." But I've seen on the Fikava homepage there is a lot of fact sheets and different resources for every vet to use. They're like basically free. Who makes those? Who makes those fact sheets? And because they are very super neat and high quality. And how much does it all cost?
It depends, because for a lot of those fact sheets we had money as a sponsorship. And so if you see a contract of a sponsor, one of the things that they have to do or to provide is to make fact sheets with Fikava. So that's in nearly every sponsor contract we have with DECRA. Now we have a new with Boehringer. We have Purina is coming back again 3 years. So it's in the contract, and they have to provide us with scientific information, and then together with our designers, we make those fact sheets. Yeah.
And also people from working groups. I know that Stefan is very productive on fact sheets.
Yeah. Well, often it's a working group or even a special made working group to produce those fact sheets. And I think it's a good idea. And what strikes me a little bit is that the companies who pay to develop our fact sheets don't use them. So if in the next contract I'm going to sign, I really want, again, a two-way communication. They have their own fact sheets, and then we have ours. And why? And I saw it in a few things we did. There is no two-way one, and so from my mind it doesn't work. If we do all the job, fact sheet looks fine, it's a good product, and then the company who sponsored don't use it. To me
it's a loss, I would say. It's money well spent but not well used,
Yeah, so that is something we have to work on that as well in the future. Yeah.
Do you want to add anything else regarding Fikava that we did not cover but is yet very important to everyone to know?
Yeah, I think Fikava has room to grow. I think it's the momentum to grow. But we have some new products in the pipeline, or they're finished. So I think we can grow, and we have to aim for growing. Does it have to go fast? No. I think that's the most important thing we have to do is growing and keep believing in ourselves. And also with the Congress, it was a little bit, shall it work? Shall it be a problem? But you have to believe in yourself. Whatever you do, also in our small practices, you don't start an event or a campaign, even in your small practice. If you don't believe in it, you don't start it. You say, okay, I'm not going to do it. So I think that's the most important is still believe in the Fikava as a project. It's a big project. It's a big European project. Make it growing and stay alive.
So last question. It might be a tough one, but you have been in Fikava for a really long time. You've seen a lot. And what is your personal win regarding FECAVA or while being in FECAVA?
My personal win is I stayed in the profession. I had times in my small clinic where I'm kind of the boss, where I thought, okay, I'm fed up. I'm fed up with young colleagues. I'm fed up with every 3 years doing the same. And now after 3 years, they say I'm out. It's not for me, and it's not personal, but I'm out. And so I got a job coach, and so we made an analysis, and he said, yeah, okay, what do you think? I said, yeah, but I can work for FECAVA, and I can do something in Ohio, assistant dogs, and I can do something whatever. And then he said, oh, okay, and you're not going to see any patients anymore. I said, no. And then he said, yeah, okay. And after a few years, if people ask you something medical for your expertise in whatever, you will say, I don't know. I said, yeah. And you're going to come out of your bed and go to your computer and only work for FECAVA, Ohio, or whatever. And I said, yeah, maybe. What do you think you can do the best? Because I must say, at first, when I entered FECAVA, I had small children. I had saavad as well. And then I had my husband, and he said, you're doing too much. It's too much, and you should concentrate on your clinic, and you should concentrate on the money in the clinic. It's more important. You're an entrepreneur. You have to think about that. And then the job coach came, and he told my husband, take away her hobby like FECAVA and all the rest, and the profit of her clinic will not go up. I can tell you, because she gets extra energy from the things she does besides for the profession more, and that she's putting into her own clinic, and that's a win-win for all of them. And it's since my husband saw as well that connection, and I must say that's my drive. My drive is not only my clinic, but my drive is what I do when I come home from my clinic and what I can do for other
time,
yeah, what I can do for other people. Yeah, for other colleagues. I'm sure. I'm really sure about it. Made me stay in the profession. Otherwise, I would have quit. I think now. I think 18 years ago, I had that momentum. Sure, it made me feel more comfortable. It even made me feel it every day. It makes me more comfortable. If I see a brachycephalic puppy coming in my clinic, I dare to say to the client, sorry, but this is not the best thing you did today. And then go, why? Because this and this and this. And then I get calm, and then I explain why. And I think if I didn't have the back support of an organization as FECAVA, who's also promoting that and telling that and have the scientific knowledge about that, I would not be so confident to tell my clients not to buy a brachycephalic dog and all those other issues. The same with mental health. Maybe I think if I didn't see the programs and was not informed about everything that's out there, I would not be interested, and I would not think about the mental health of my youngsters I work with every day. So I think it really made a difference for my way of doing my clinical work as well.
What a beautiful answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Järgmine intervjueeritav on UEVP ehk Rahvusvaheline praktiseerivate loomaarstide organisatsioon ja seda tutvustab organisatsiooni president Volker Moser.
Again, thank you for the opportunity to give this interview. Some short words about UEVP. It's the Union of European Veterinarians. The approximate number is about 116 practitioners we are going to represent, and we cover all the practitioners, so the livestock, horse, poultry and companion animals. And the aim of this 55-year-old organization is to gather all the problems we share and to share also the solutions and to have an impact to be visible for politicians, for policymakers and for decision makers. And for the reason we join under the umbrella of FE. So coming from Austria, a small country in Europe, as there's a number of other smaller countries in Europe, it's a very good opportunity to be a member of this organization, to have impact and to find solutions, to share your experiences. This is beneficial for all stakeholders on the market.
So what is it needed of a country like Estonia to do to be in FVE and UEVP? So do we have to attend the meetings? Do we have to pay anything?
Yeah, of course. We are meeting twice a year in the General Assembly, once in Brussels, once in another guest country. And to become a member is just following our statutes and having their own statutes. So the members of UEVP are mainly chambers or orders of the veterinary profession. So we have 28 member countries at the moment, and we have 5 species members, which means organizations that are dealing with one or similar species like FICAVA, like the poultry sector. So ask your organization to get invited to have a membership observer.
As an observer, yes.
So it all starts with an observer membership for 2 years, and then there will be a vote to be accepted as a full member. And of course, as we are an NGO, we are financed by all the membership fees, and there is a very complicated formula to have the right number of veterinarians and the right fee then for your country. But in most of the cases that I know, so I'm doing the presidency since 3 years now, and being on board before, so it's always a pleasure to welcome a new country and for benefit for both sides.
Just a typical on-ground vet. Is there any use like for them personally, or this is rather for organization like our Estonian Veterinary Council to participate in, to bring in the problems, to find the solutions together? So
due to the fact that our members are organizations, so not individual vets, we started to create an extra benefit for the individual vet out there in the field. And one of the most successful tools is using our UEVP app, which is available for iOS and for Android. So and then we are trying to share all the information, what's going on in other countries or in Brussels, and we try to translate the Brussels language for practitioners, because that's very often a really difficult thing. So you can stay updated with the app
and the newsletter,
and the newsletter as well.
Yeah, because I really love your newsletter. Honestly,
oh, really?
I find it very useful if you want to be on point and know what is going on. Then the newsletter has really nicely put it all together.
And we tried to redesign this newsletter because we had the feeling that the information was not at the point. It was 2 months old, actually. So we are now having a very contemporary digital solution for that. Having the application, having the newsletter and the website. There's of course, as normally in organizations, there's a part for members, a restricted area on the website, and then an open area as well.
What would be the most popular topics for now in UEVP to solve or to do?
So I hope we have another hour for the interview, because there are so many things on our dashboard, as I call it. So I think to really touch the needs of the veterinarians out there. We know that we have a shortage of veterinarians. We're working on that. We are aware about the problems in the regulation to have all the medicines available that we need to do our daily work in practice, and some of these things are really in jeopardy, and we're fighting for having the legislation enables us to do our job to save the health and the lives of our pets and animals. Of course, I think the most important development going on at the moment is the transformation in the digital tools and digital life of the veterinarian. AI is just one of these drivers, and we are creating working groups on that, just really to be on the spot what's going on and how could it be helpful tool for veterinarians, and so that we can explain that this will be helpful for us to do a better job than before.
Can you share a personal win for you in UEVP?
So the personal win for me, being in this organization since years, is an excellent network around Europe, not only EU, also UK, Norway, Swiss, and some Balkan countries, and to see that we actually are united in passion for our profession, in a very positive and motivating way, and that we're able to find solutions that we can learn from each other. I couldn't miss these years. Wouldn't be. I cannot imagine not having this very nice network and information and meeting all these colleagues.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Kui sa oled väikeloomaarst, siis tõenäoliselt oled sa kokku puutunud sellise organisatsiooniga nagu WSAVA. Ja selle president Jim Perry oli nii kena ja jagas ka oma mõtteid, miks just meiesuguse väikese riigi loomaarstid peaksime olema ka WSAVA liikmed. Ja loomulikult nende kodulehekülg on täis kasulikke ressursse. Aga kuulame, mida ütleb selle kõige kohta Jim.
So, hi Jim.
Good morning, Julie. How are you?
I'm good. Would you tell me a little bit about WSAVA, which I cannot pronounce because we say just WSAVA?
Well, actually, I just say WSAVA as well because it's
good.
So much easier. So sure. So as you probably remember from before, we are an association of veterinary associations, companion animal only, and our mission is to basically increase the animal welfare across the world and to increase medical and veterinary care for companion animals. That's really what we're all about. And part of that is to advocate for the profession as well. So we're here to support the companion animal community across the world.
I know that on your homepage, WSAVA.org, you have really nice selection of different resources. Can you tell me a little bit about the different resources you have?
Okay, boy, that's a big question. So we have a lot of resources. So everything from podcasts to seminars to certificate courses that you can use for your continuing education. We have information packages. We have all kinds of stuff. So everything on there is designed to support you in your clinical studies. So right in the clinic, everything you can use.
Like checklists and everything, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think again. You got me on the ball here. But everything is designed to be clinically relevant and science-based and up-to-date. And the other thing we are doing now is on the academy side of the website, we have a lot of courses that are developed, which are true structured courses, which are certificate courses. So there's one on nutrition, there's one currently on pain management, which is a very extensive course. And there are going to be 2 brand new courses coming up at the end of this fall. One will be on business management, so how to run a business, all the stuff that newer grads and new clinic owners wouldn't have been taught in school necessarily. And the other one that's really interesting is we are starting a course on the development of leadership skills. So
this sounds really good. Yeah, this is something that everyone needs.
Everybody needs, but it'll be targeted more at newer graduates, people moving into the profession, people who want to move into organizational medicine. So it'll support not only the Estonian Association, but it'll help support WSAVA as well. So we're looking at developing leaders for the future of this profession.
Do I understand correctly that you have different resources for members and non-members? So what are the differences?
So what we are doing now is we used to have it so that we could not identify our members, so everybody had access to everything. Now what we've done is we have numbers so that we can give every country a number, and so that country then has access to resources that are behind a firewall. So in other words, everybody can have access to the resource, but it would be at different prices. So a non-member would pay significantly more for a course than a member country. And then our member countries, we always tier them. So we look at what the GDP is of the country, what veterinarians in that country can afford, and our courses are priced based on that.
Yeah, that's perfect. And how is it good for a small country like Estonia to be a member of WSAVA?
Another really good question. There's a lot of answers. I mean, certainly the continuing education is part of it, but quite honestly, I think the best advantage for all members, but particularly from small countries, is that WSAVA is a community. It's a community of over 300,000 companion veterinarians, and we are all aligned in what we want. So it's this huge supportive community. So when you look at the world right now, if you kind of think of practice, you have all the stressors of dealing with the medical side of cases, you have the stressors of dealing with your staff members sometimes, dealing with patients, dealing with finances. It's a stressful environment. On top of that, right now, the world is stressful. There's a lot of socioeconomic stressors, there are geopolitical issues going on, and the economy right now is kind of up and down a little bit. So those are just a lot of things that veterinarians are dealing with. And what WSAVA does is it gives you this massive community of veterinarians from all over the world who can give you tips and pointers. It's just this very supportive, wonderful community. I think that is the best reason to join WSAVA.
And of course, we are having our annual conference in Poland next year, which is very appealing to Estonian vets, yes?
Absolutely. So we will be in Poland next year, and we will be joining with WSAVA and with the Polish Association, PSAVA. So we invite all of you to come. It will be an amazing party. Please join us. We'll have a lot of fun, as always.
Jim, would you be so kind to share a personal win in the presidency time that you've been?
A personal win, wow. There's been a lot of them, actually. So I've been president for a year. I have a year to go. I think my biggest win from WSAVA is just meeting so many amazing people from around the world. It's the highlight of working with this group. Everybody has various stressors and different sort of problems, but we all have the same sort of solution. So it's really interesting. I love the background. It's really interesting because you just get to chat to people who have different solutions for all the same problems. And it's just, it's really wonderful that everybody is on the same page. Everybody is looking for the best animal welfare outcomes. That's really what it's all about.
Thank you so much.
Jim Berry on Kanadast, aga Eestile oluliselt lähemal on Poola. Ja Poolast tuleb inimene nimega Jerzy Gawor. Tema on järgmine WSAVA president, mis tähendab, et ta saab oluliselt paremini aru ka, mida üks Ida-Euroopa riik vajab. Kuna Antwerpeni konverentsil õnnestus mul ka tema varrukast kinni võtta, siis ma juba otsustasin ka tema käest küsida, mis asi on WSAVA, mis asi on WSAVA ja mis vahe nendel organisatsioonidel üldse on.
My name is Jerzy Gawor, and I come from Poland. I'm bonded very much to veterinary community in many aspects. So first of all, I'm professional. I do veterinary dentistry. I'm board certified specialist in veterinary dentistry. Secondly, I teach dentistry, oral maxillofacial surgery. Thirdly, I forever attended the veterinary community as a volunteer, as a person who would like to represent the profession, community, young, old veterinarians, and helping to get good education, good representation, and a good voice of our veterinary community. So this is roughly my background, and I started at first to work for Polish Association, then I attended the WSAVA organization, which is a part of a European family of associations. I worked for 11 years at the WSAVA board as a treasurer, then as a president, and then I finalized my mission in WSAVA, and I represented my association in the WSAVA. So WSAVA, the World Small Animal Veterinary Association, is my second home at the moment.
So you are about to become a president of WSAVA?
More often I look at my badge, I realize that yes, this moment is coming. I was honored to be elected as a president-elect of WSAVA. It was last year before Suzhou Congress in China. and I'll be waiting to take the presidency next year, October, in Warsaw, which is my hometown, which is my home place, which is part of proud of a Polish event happening and waited for the last 6 years.
You've seen FECAVA and WSAVA from inside and outside. What are the biggest differences between those organizations?
I would rather look at the similarities. I mean, differences as I always try to try what is connecting people rather than what makes them different. So we are the same veterinarians all over the world. We share similar problems, we share similar challenges, and both organizations, European and global, are to represent the voice of the profession. We are different in terms of maybe geographic, maybe some medical problems which we share, but at the end of the day, I think that we have the same goals, the same targets, and that makes us very, very important for us to work together. So, yeah, I agree. I worked for both organizations, and I can find that in both organizations, every veterinarian can find a lot of challenges and important targets.
So you are from Poland, which is a really big country of Eastern Europe, and Estonia is a really small country. So how could we benefit from being a member of WSAVA?
Well, the member association are able to collect and to use all the benefits and all the products which both organizations are doing. So FECAVA is more focused in a political aspect, in more ethical, welfare, in more like a representative, what helps us in travel pets, what helps us in professional challenges within the union. And I think that for any member of Estonian or neighboring association of Polish, it is important to be sure that wherever in Europe, Brussels, Dublin, Warsaw, Tallinn, your voice is being represented in a well way. WSAVA, those I think is a little bit more focused on education, on challenges which are linked directly to profession, on daily practices, on guiding people what are the standards of profession. And that is, I think, maybe not a difference, but just slightly parallel streams of activities.
What is your favorite resource from WSAVA homepage?
Guidelines, definitely guidelines.
Dental guidelines?
Guidelines, which we will be having a new release this year in Rio, because that helps, and we strongly believe we as a dentist community that it may change the life comfort of our patients, giving people information what we believe are the standards of profession in the dentistry. I think it can help to improve the dental services all over the world.
A last question, yeah. Please share a personal win in a last year regarding to WSAVA.
I think I was super, super proud that in a very tough election, I got strong enough support to become a president-elect. That was a great feeling. That was a huge obligation, and I still keep it in mind. And that is the most important, because the trust of people and giving me this trust as a green light to represent them is a huge honor.
Thank you.
Kas sina tead, mis organisatsioon on EuroPetNet ja miks on see oluline? Samuti, kas sa tead, et üks eestlane on olnud selle organisatsiooni liige juba ligi 20 aastat, millest viimased aastad lausa asepresident? Just nii, järgmine vestlus on eesti keeles ja minu külaline on Valdeko Paavel, EuroPetNeti asepresident.
Nii, Valdeko, sina oled olnud üks 16 aastat kindlasti, kui mitte 17. Mulle tundub, et terve igaviku seotud EuroPetNetiga, olnud Eesti esindaja EuroPetNetis ja nüüd oled sa isegi viimased aastad olnud asepresident. Või aseesimees on õige termin?
Asepresident, aga õige number on siiski 19 aastat, termin aastast 20. Et aastast 2006 olen mina siis Eesti ja siis toonase väikeloomaarstide seltsi, nüüd see Loomaarstide Koja esindaja EuroPetneti juures.
No vot, aga räägi palun, mis asi on EuroPetnet ja miks see meile, eestlastele ja kõikidele koerakassi omanikele, loomaomanikele on oluline?
No, EuroPetnet on mittetulunduslik organisatsioon, nagu ka Eesti Loomaarstide Koja, ja ta on ka sõltumatu erinevatest siis riikidest või nende organisatsioonidest, ministeeriumitest või millestki muust, nii et ta on siis iseseisev üle-euroopaline lemmikloomaregistrite võrgustik. Ja tema see idee on selles mõttes lihtne, et loomade otsingu oleks võimalik riigipiiride üleselt. Mida kaugemale ajaloos minna, seda võib-olla selliseid värvikamaid näiteid saaks selle kohta tuua, et mismoodi neid lemmikloomade üle on arveid peetud aegade jooksul, alates lihtsalt telefoninumbrist kaelarihma küljes või ka neid erinevaid märgistamissüsteeme on ja proovitud erinevaid. Koos mikrokiipide tulekuga, nüüd on siis üle 20 aastaselt tugevalt möödas, hakati siis ka looma erinevaid registreid, kus siis salvestati mikrokiipide ja loomaomanike numbreid. Muuhulgas siis ka Eestis. Et Eestis lemmikloomaregister hakkas tegutsema, kui ma eksi 2002 vast, kuskil suurusjärgus seal. Ja sai ka väga kiiresti EuroPetneti liikmeks, mis oli asutatud siis natukene aega enne seda. Ja kuidas see EuroPetneti elu siis käib, et iseenesest ei ole piiratud, et kui mitmest riigist võib olla, kui palju registreid selle liige. Suurematest riikidest on neid, kus neid lemmikloomaregistreid on rohkem, on ka rohkem EuroPetneti liikmeid. On ka riike Euroopas, näiteks Iirimaa, et kus EuroPetneti liikmeks olemine on kohustuslik ja seadusesse sisse kirjutatud. Nii et on ka selliseid näiteid. Ja siis läbi aegade on tehnoloogiliselt natukene see andmeedastus muutunud ja täienenud. Kui vanasti siis või varasemalt saadeti mingite teatud ajatsüklite tagant siis andmeid, siis kiibinumbreid edasi, siis järjest rohkem liigub ta ikkagi sellise API ühenduste peale, et sellist kohmakat käsitsi salvestamist tulevikus vältida. Ja EuroPetnet ise ei avalda oma kodulehel omaniku andmeid, ehk et kõik on nagu siis nii GDPR-i kui muude privaatsustingimustega väga tugevalt kontrollitud ja tugevalt kaetud. Ja ta kogub kiibinumbreid, ehk siis mille siis EuroPetneti kodulehelt saab siis viite, millise registri kodulehelt edasi otsida siis omaniku tegelikke andmeid, ehk kui tuua näide, et keegi leiab koera näiteks Belgias ja otsib siis EuroPetneti kaudu tema omanikku, siis ta saab lemmikloomaregistri kodulehe ja kontaktid, kust omakorda saab siis leida siis tegeliku omaniku.
Ja see eeldusel, et see loom on loomulikult kiibistatud sisse kantud ja eeldusel, et kui see koer leitakse näiteks Belgiast, et siis peab olema see kiibilugeja, millega seda kiipi loetakse. Et see on siis, ma ei tea, piiri peal, kliinikus, kellel iganes see kiibilugeja on parasjagu.
Ja siin tuleb ka nüüd arvestada, et enne kõike on ju nende lemmikloomaregistrite eesmärk kadunud loomade ja omanike taas kokkuviimine. See on absoluutne ülesanne number 1. Juhtugu see kus tahes, ehk et need lokaalsed ja riiklikud või riigi tasandil loodud registrid seda võimalust ju ei taga, et need ei ole piiriülesed ja kõikidest erinevatest Euroopa on ju niivõrd killustunud riikide mõttes, et kõikidest erinevatest registritest loomi otsida on ju põhimõtteliselt võimatu. Ja tegemist ei ole siis, et nagu kaaluda tehnilisi või tehnoloogilisi alternatiive, on ju olemas mõned erinevad otsingumootorid, mis justkui teevad seda sama, kuid mille taga ei ole organisatsiooni liikmeid, koosolekuid, otsuseid, kuidas seda teha paremini ja muidugi lisaks kõige olulisem viimastel aastatel on siis osutunud see, et EuroPetnet on taotlenud palju aastaid saata siis Euroopa Liidu mõistes ja Euroopa Nõukogu kaudu siis selleks ainsaks tunnustatud lemmikloomaregistri selleks keskorganisatsiooniks. Ehk mis tagaks nagu palju ikkagi sellist just nii-öelda nagu regulatsioonide poolt nagu seda tuge, et selline tsentraliseeritud lahendus tegelikult aitaks sellele loomade ja omanike kokkuviimisele ikkagi nagu väga-väga tugevalt kaasa.
Kas see on ainuke selline Euroopas, kes sellist teenust pakub? Või on mingisuguseid konkureerivaid organisatsioone ka?
Ei, ühtegi sellist konkureerivat organisatsiooni ei ole, et on mõned suured ettevõtted, kes on üritanud tööle saada oma otsingumootoreid, mis teeks ära sisuliselt sama töö, aga nii-öelda nagu organisatsioonidena teisi selliseid Euroopas ei ole.
Oskad sa öelda, kui mitu erinevat riiki on Europetnetis esindatud või liikmed arv?
Üle 20.
See on päris hea.
Jah. Ja kokku on siis registreeritud tänaseks, ma arvan, circa 120 miljonit kannet. Et mis on ikkagi nagu päris suur number. Kunagi me ei saavuta seda, et 100% kõik maailma lemmikloomad on kiibistatud, registreeritud ja Europetneti kantud, aga see on siiski nagu päris massiivne number, ehk et see on ikkagi konkreetne andmebaas, mitte siis lihtsalt otsingumootor, mis üritab leida erinevatest teistest andmebaasidest numbreid, paljud need ei ole ka nendel otsingumootoritel sugugi kättesaadavad, tehnilisi takistusi on päris mitmeid.
Kas sinna võib kanda ainult koerikasse või küülikuid, ma ei tea, ämblikke, kõiki?
Sisuliselt kõiki, keda lemmikloomaks peetakse, et seal ei ole piiranguid, küll tuleb selgelt vahet teha, et ei ole põllumajandusloomadega kuidagi seotud, aga keegi ei keela sinna kanda hobust või kitse või lammast, keda peetakse lemmikloomana, siis palun väga, siis see on võimalik.
Kes on need inimesed, kes alustasid Europetnetiga, et kust nad üldse tulid sellisele mõttele?
Need asutajaliikmeid oli üks käputäis ja eks ta sealt Lääne-Euroopast peale hakkas. Paljud nendest tegutsevad Europetneti juures veel tänapäevani suuremal või vähemal määral. Aga mina selle alguse juures nüüd nii täpselt ise veel ei olnud küll, aga eks need ideed olid ju samad ja see organisatsioon on pidanud ka seebselt ääretult palju nagu arenema, et kuidas ta oli üles ehitatud alguses, et kuidas see idee ellu viia, ütleme seal aastal 2000 ja täna me näeme seda aastal 2025, võib-olla natukene mingisuguses, midagi on nagu jäänud ja midagi on uut. Nii et eks nii-öelda siis nende loomade, seal on nüüd nii väga palju loomaarste olnud, on olemas erinevaid ka siis toonaseid juba loodud andmebaase, ma ei teagi, selle lemmikloomaregistrite tekkimine hakkaski seal 2000. aasta kuskil alguses.
Sul on kindlasti nii Europetnetiga seotud kui ka oma isiklikust praksisest palju näiteid ja sa korra mainisid ka, et neid on väga värvikaid ka. Et kas sa tooksid mõne näite, et kuidas see loom siis lõpuks on koju saanud või mis tingimustes on see Europetnet olnud see põhiline vahelüli, kuidas see loom on tagasi saanud koju?
Ütleme, meie asume ikkagi Euroopa äärealal ja võib-olla siin Eestis on neid näiteid ikkagi nagu pigem väga vähe kui üksikuid kui üldse, siis mujal Euroopas on seda liiklust nagu tunduvalt rohkem ja siin tegelikult kõige olulisemana tuleks välja tuua pigem papitreidi ja igasugust muud pet traffic'ut, et kui me täna vaatame, missugune on kutsikate, kassipoegade või üleüldse lemmikloomade nii-öelda see turg rahalises mõttes, siis on see pööraselt suur summa.
See on hullem kui relvad kusjuures. Mina kuulsin sellist võrdlust ja see on tõesti nagu wow.
Et võrdlusi tuuakse mitmete suurte muude kaubandustega, mistõttu on ka nii-öelda see illegaalne lemmikloomaäri pööraselt suur ja piirideta. Ja kuivõrd riigid on enamasti fokusseeritud lemmikloomade mõttes ainult nakkushaigustele ja ka nendest väga piiratud nakkushaigustele, siis ei saaks öelda, et see lemmikloomade äri kui selline on väga riikide fookuses. Ja seetõttu on ka seda traffic'ut ja lemmikloomakkaubandust ikka pööraselt suures ulatuses, et ütleme, ta on ju praktiliselt globaalne ikkagi. Aga kindlasti siit meilt võttes Lähist-Idast, Ida-Euroopast, Lääne-Euroopast, Skandinaaviani on sisuliselt piirideta ja selliseid nii-öelda katseid või teste proovida, kui raske või vastupidi, kui lihtne on tegelikult neid piire ületada. Neid on ju tehtud, dokumenteeritud. Kahjuks kehtib see ka kolmandate riikide kohta ja Euroopa Liidust ja Schengenist väljaspoolt tulevate lemmikloomade kohta, et neid dokumente nii-öelda vormistada sellisel moel, et saada lemmiklooma üle piiri on tegelikult nagu väga-väga lihtne. Ja see on kindlasti väga suur löök loomade heaolule, et kui vaadata nagu loomade heaolu laiemalt, siis EuroPetNet teeb palju koostööd teiste suurte loomade heaolu eest seisvate organisatsioonidega, võib-olla kõige rohkem, kõige lähemalt ForPause, mis on siin üks lähedasematest, aga neid on ka palju teisi.
Mida tähendab illegaalne puppy trade? Ja miks me peaks sellest hoiduma? Sest see ei pruugi olla üldse tavakodanikule ju nii mõistetav termin.
Ja selle mõtet, et illegaalseks teeb selle nüüd siis, paraku on see, et kui on nõudlus, tuleb kohe ka pakkumine. Et inimeste soov saada lemmikloomi on väga suur ja enamasti tahetakse seda saada võimalikult odavamalt, vähemalt nii odavalt kui võimalik. Häda tekib nüüd sellega, et inimesed ka sugugi mitte ei süvene tegelikult nende loomade tegelikku päritollu või ei ole see tõestatav ega tõendatav, kus ta tegelikult pärit on. Ühe näitena võib tuua selle, et Rumeenias sündinud kutsikatele pannakse Belgia riigikoodiga kiibid ja samamoodi ka nende vähemalt välimuselt samasugused lemmiklooma passid ja need müüakse maha Skandinaaviasse, justkui nad oleksid pärit Belgiast. Ehk mis tähendab, et nende hind on ääretult kõrge, nad ei ole Belgias kunagi käinud, vaid nad leitakse, lähevad siis mingeid muid teid ja kanaleid pidi läbi erinevate riikide, kuna passis on kõik korras. Reeglina meie piirid ega tihtipeale loomaarstid, ammugi mitte loomaomanikud, nende kiipide koodidest ei tea absoluutselt mitte midagi. Seda ei saa neile ette heita ja seda tausta on mõnikord ka väga keeruline uurida, mis tegelikult pettuse omakorda teeb ääretult lihtsaks. Nii et tihtipeale on see, et kui kusagilt kaugemalt, mis seal salata, ka siit samast lähedalt nii Eestist kui Lätist või Valgevenest või Venemaalt toodud lemmikloomadega võib juhtuda täpselt see sama. Aga on ka selliseid kaugemaid näiteid jah, et nagu öeldud, et see geograafia pigem järjest laieneb ja meie piirid lemmikloomi sugugi hästi ei pea.
Ja me peaks tegelikult mõtlema siin esiteks loomade heaolule, nende tervisele ja loomaarstlikus aspektis kindlasti ka need zoonoosid, mis liiguvad mitte Belgiast tulnud justkui Belgia koertega. Et ma mõtlen siin võib-olla marutaudi kõige rohkem, et nii meil siin idapartnerite juures kui ka alles ju Petseri lähistelt leiti nüüd hiljuti selle aasta sees marutaudi haige loom ja kui neid loomi ei saa kontrollida, kui need dokumendid ei ole korrektsed, siis tegelikult me võime saada ühe väga kohutava haiguse ükskõik kuhu riiki. Me loodame, et see ei tule meie riiki.
Ja kui rääkida nüüd ütleme nendest kiipidest, siis mina olen näinud oma silmaga kiibinumbreid ja kiipe, mis väidetavalt on paigaldatud Eestis, kuid mis selle numbri järgi ei ole mitte mingit varianti, et see on Eestist ostetud, see pole lihtsalt võimalik. Nii et selles mõttes selliseid pettusi on väga palju ja inimesed ei tea sellest.
See muudab ju tegelikult väga aktuaalseks ka praeguse poliitilise olukorra ja seadusandluse muudatused, kui me räägime nii loomakaitseseadusest, kus on loomade heaolu väga oluline ja me räägime veterinaarsest seadusest, kus tegelikult me ju tahaks kiibistamist. Me tahame, et koerad, kassid ja tegelikult kõik lemmikloomad oleks kiibistatud ja ideaalis kohustuslikult, aga inimesed ei näe seda väärtust. Et just see, et sa selle looma võimalikult ruttu üles leiad.
No ütlen, et kahjuks ei ole, siin on nagu mitmeid takistusi tõepoolest, et tõenäoliselt loomaomanik või tavaline kodanik ei ole saanud aru tõepoolest, et ta ju arvab, et temaga seda ei juhtu ju mitte kunagi, et mis ma siis ikka ja kardetakse ka veel seda, et see kiip on looma tervisele kuidagi moodi ohtlik. Et ka see müüt ei ole veel selle paari aastakümne jooksul kusagile kadunud. Aga kahjuks on ka ikkagi väga palju seda, et kuigi keegi on pannud kiibi, ei ole ta kantud registrisse ja ei ole ka seda kommunikeeritud. Loomaomanik lihtsameelselt ütleb, et ja see kehtib ka kahjuks tõukoerte puhul, et nendel on kiibid tõepoolest pandud, omanikule antakse siis lemmikloom üle kiibituna ja ta ei teagi, et sellega peab veel midagi tegema, ta arvab, et kõik on korras. Ja et ikkagi seda teavitustööd tuleb teha, sellest ei tohi väsida, et saada nagu aru, et need asjad käivad käsikäes ja alati saab tuua näite autodest ja autoregistrist, nendest numbrimärkidest ei ole kasu, kui meil ei oleks arki või autoregistrikeskust. Täpselt sama kehtib lemmikloomade kohta, aga nii-öelda muul moel kui ainult läbi teavituse ei ole võimalik seda olukorda parandada.
Eestis on antud hetkel ainult üks lemmikloomaregister, mis on seotud EUROPET-netiga, see on loomaarstide register. Tulles selle näite juurde ja see liikus kuskil meil veterinaaride kuluaarides, ma ei tea, kas on päriselt nii olnud või mitte, aga tuli info, et Viimsist on varastatud koer ja koera otsiti. Ja mõned detailid on puudu, aga üldises plaanis oli nii, et see loom oli leitud Lätist või Leedust, et kliinikus kuidagi oli kliinikusse viidud, kontrollitud kiipi. Õnneks oli see omanik ja see koer kiibiga sisse kantud ja saadi aru, et tegelikult loom on siis nagu varastatud ja saadi omanikuga ühendust ja see loom sai ruttu koju. Väga ühtepidi nukkur, teistpidi just õnnelik õnnetus, et esiteks loom oli kiibitud, ta oli registrisse kantud, ta oli kantud õigesse registrisse, andmed olid uuendatud, korrektsed ja et osati nagu siis seda kiipi kontrollida, sest see ka ei ole kõige tavalisem. Nüüd tegelikult see on ikkagi omand, loomad on omand ja see on omaniku vastutus. Mida peaks see omanik nüüd tegema, kui ta ei ole kindel, kas tema loomakiip on sisse kantud või mitte? Kuhu ta peaks minema?
Ütleme, et esiteks peaks kontrollima, kas selle loomal kiip on, kas see kiip töötab, võib minna lähimasse loomakliinikusse, kui see kiibi number on kuskil dokumendis. Me alustaks ikkagi sealt, et see kiip on reaalselt looma sees, ta on töökorras ja mis see number tegelikult on. Et ka seda on olnud aegade jooksul, et dokumendid ja loom ja kiip ei lähe kokku oma vahel. Kas see on pahatahtlikult juhtunud või see on kogemata juhtunud, aga igal juhul tasuks see üle vaadata, üle kontrollida, et need andmed ikkagi tegelikult on nagu loogilised ja omavahel kokku sobituvad. Et see võib-olla on nagu esimene, aga kus seda teha tavalise tervisekontrolli käigus esimeses loomakliinikus või kus loomakliinikus tavaliselt loomaomanik käib, ehk et see ei võta kelleltki tüki küljest ära, palun kontrollige, kas minu andmed on õiged, kas need töötavad või mis ma peaksin veel tegema. See hoolsuskohustus on enne kõike loomaomanikul.
Ja kas ma saan õigesti aru, et dokumendid on olemas, eks ole, tal on olemas see kiibi number, eeldame, et see on korrektne, siis omanik saab minna ju ka ise ainult ühe registri puhul internetti, lüüa sisse lemmikloomaregister.ee ja tippida sisse see kood. Ja kui sealt tulevad välja, et on olemas sellise koodiga loom, siis seal peab vaatama ka, et need andmed oleks okei, sest sinna näidatakse ülivähe neid andmeid. Ja sellega saab juba kindlus, et vähemalt ühes registris on loom olemas.
Jah, et siinkohal saab ikkagi riik väga palju ära teha ja paljudes Euroopa riikides on ka riik seda teinud, et ta on võtnud selle lemmiklooma registrite pidamise siis oma allasutuste kätte. Miinuspool on sellest, võib-olla paljud sellised väiksemad eraõiguslikud lemmikloomaregistrid seetõttu nagu ära kadunud või koondunud. Aga kui me mõtleme nagu seda, kui need töötavad hästi, siis nagu selle lemmikloomade heaolu seisukoha pealt on see ju pigem positiivne. Et ta töötaks, ta võiks olla kohustuslik, nii kiipimine kui siis ka registrisse kandmine, ühte ei saa teisest kuidagi moodi eraldada. Et see ei tööta. Ja samamoodi ei tohi teha vahet lemmiklooma liikidel mitte mingites tingimustes. Et kui sul see loom elab ainult toas, aga kui siis see üks kord juhtub, et ta läheb õue, siis on kõik, siis on hilja.
Üks kord jätad akna lahti ja juba see kass läinud.
Ja mis me tegelikult ju tahame saavutada on see, et luua olukord, kus loomad ei satuks varjupaika, et nad ei oleks liiga kaua kodust ära, et seal on nüüd nii erinevate nakkushaiguste kui ka stressi, kui kõik muud mõjud kokku, rääkimata selle perekonnastressist, kus ta kadunud on. Nii et luua see varjupaigaeelne seisund või ka see, et kui nad sinna varjupaigas satuvad, siis nemad ju teavad ka, kust registrist otsida. Ja ma ütlen, et jällegi, et Eestis võib-olla on seda EUROPET-neti praktikat vähevõitu. Mujal Euroopas tehakse tuhandeid päringuid iga päev. Europetneti kaudu, tuhandeid, need numbrid on nagu ikkagi väga-väga suured.
Mis on veel see, mida ma ei osanud Europetneti kohta küsida, aga võiks küsida?
Ma ei oska muud öelda, kui et Europetneti püüdlustele lihtsalt head soovida. Ennekõike selles osas, et kuivõrd me elame Euroopa majandustsoonis ja õigusruumis ja Euroopa Liidus ka, siis nii-öelda selleks, et see projekt niisugusel kujul säiliks, et see üle-euroopaline andmete kogumise ja otsingusüsteem säiliks, on tegelikult seda Euroopa Liidu enda või Euroopa Komisjoni poolset tuge nagu ääretult vaja. Ehk et ta oleks nagu nii rahaliselt kui tehniliselt jätkusuutlik, õiguslikult määratletud, et kõik peaksid niimoodi tegema. Sest siis see tagaks meile seda, et kõikides riikides ja loodetavasti ka kõikides siis väljaspool Euroopa Liitu, aga meie siin majanduse ja õigusruumiga nagu sarnastes vähemalt piirkondlikult oleks hästi sarnane süsteem. Et kõik teaksid, et kasutame seda süsteemi ja loomade heaolu mõttes võiks olla nagu siukene hea garantii.
Aitäh sulle!
Aitäh, et kuulasid seda osa. Ma loodan, et sa said siit väga palju huvitavat mõtteainet ja ehk ka mõtteid, mis aitaks sul edaspidises elus edasi liikuda. Järgmiste osadeni!